Intelligent, insightful, smart. These are words other podcasts use to describe themselves, not us. This is Fairly Harmless, where missing the point is only the beginning. With musical accompaniment provided by the Boston Horns. East Coast Funk. Please enjoy Andrew and James.
The bird is the word.
Welcome to Fairly Harmless. I'm Andrew.
I'm James.
Our special guests this week are Jack Mehoff and Mike Hunt. Welcome, Jack. Mike?
Mike, you're awfully silent.
They're both deaf. I'm looking at... wait, do you have something you... First off, hi, James. How are you doing?
Good, Andrew. I'm glad we're doing this.
Me too. Trying to get a little bit more juice in the caboose. Need a little bit more meat for our manwich.
Our turkey meat.
Yes. Turkey. The other
white meat.
The other salad?
The other dark white meat. It has dark meat too, right? Turkey? Like
sure.
Chicken and turkey, they both have dark meat, so
yeah.
I guess the white meat doesn't really apply.
I was looking back at some early ideas. These are some of the earliest ideas we've ever had.
Maybe we should go back. Let me look at that.
Let's go way back. Let's jump into the imagination.
Let's do a way back jump.
Let's go into the imagination copter. You know, I just had a great idea. Is there any way we can sell helmets on the merch store?
There probably is. You know, it'd be great about the merch store if somebody fucking bought something.
I brought this up with Gretchen and Billy yesterday. I said, hey, we've got a merch store. There's stuff there you can buy.
And they were like, yeah, we don't need any garbage. We already gave it all.
No comment.
No comment.
Crickets. There you go. The first comment, the first idea I ever had.
For this whole shit
for this whole shit bag.
Shit show that
shit
we
show.
Call Fairly Harmless.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Right. Whoever said that said, you know what, I need to make some shirts that have that. And I said,
no,
I'm pretty sure you can't. You can, but you can be sued for doing it too.
You know, he could do that. We could do that.
We couldn't sell them.
We could. Why couldn't we say that?
Because it's Forrest Gump saying. That's all I have to say about that. I may not be a smart man, but I know
Is it
what.
trademarked though? I think we could sell it because frankly, no one's buying our shit anyway. I think maybe if we could get some, maybe
that's right.
Here's the angle we take: we start getting copyrighted information, start putting it on stuff.
Right. There you go. Gloves are off.
Starbucks. That's all I got to say about that. We'll sell millions.
Well, here's something for you to cut out. One of the many things that you've cut out that I've said. I can only assume that we were talking about, what was that great 80s show? Miami Vice. Miami Vice, because I have down here, what is High-Lie? You remember at the opening theme for Miami Vice?
Right.
Did you ever watch Miami Vice?
I never did. And I don't think I watched till you sent me that clip of the ending or the beginning. I can't remember.
It's the beginning.
The old Alpha and the Omega.
Send you the one?
You sent me the ending. I think you sent me the last scene of the show.
Oh, when we were trying to do Max Bubbles.
Yeah, where Max Murdock or whatever gets. I'm gonna ruin it. He dies, or they stop him, or something happens.
Yeah, so they're going to
off the guy or something.
Well, they're police officers. They're going to confront Mr. Big.
Mr. Big, yes. And then their captain shows up or something.
Who was played by Edward James Olmos.
Oh yeah, he was also big in Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
Yeah.
He was Commander Adama.
Oh, Commander Adama.
Was he Commander?
He was Commander Adama.
Right. I knew he was Adama.
That was a great fucking series.
He was the original, the OG sort of weirdo partner in Blade Runner.
I want to talk about when we were on Endless Vacation last month. An event. We were in a cabin for a week. Me, Odessa, Sonny, and Cher, and Woody.
You're up in the woods.
Up in the woods. Limited internet, so there wasn't a whole lot to do internet-wise. So you had to kind of revert to the 90s and before activities.
Mm-hmm.
They had a pool table, which we got a lot of use out of.
Wow. How good are you at pool?
Better than I am at swimming.
Are you a lifeguard? No.
Death guard. Guarding in my own death.
That's right. I keep forgetting you.
I can't swim.
Literally cannot swim.
I cannot swim. Right. Correct.
You know what? So points to you for floating down a death river.
Right, because they put the life jacket. Now this is good. This is a good segue. Hopefully, never get back to my story. I had the embarrassment when I went to the rafting place. They had their little video that you watch where you learn about how you're going to die, and that they have no responsibility because you signed it all away.
Right, we need you to sign this.
But 5 minutes previous to that, they herd everybody into this area, which looks like the back of a barn at a farm. And they get out life jackets that everybody wears.
Stitch a couple of them together for you.
Well, see, here's the thing. So there's 2 known life jacket models at this place. There's Kids, which is yellow, and Kids is
oh yes,
basically from the age that you're allowed to be on the boat, like 3 to whatever 13 or
right,
something.
And
like those are yellow.
Right, there's super cool Rescue Me yellow.
Rescue Me bright Rescue
yellow,
Me
right.
yellow, and then there's everybody else from 13 to the also
112
universal fit, which is a deep red.
Right. Also super cool.
And
then for
now hang on. I don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody out there. I turned to Odessa and I said, Odessa, that's not going to fit me. I said, this isn't going to work. This isn't. I knew up front.
Do you have something in a moo-moo?
Yeah. Do you have something for a fat guy like me? And I put it on and it wasn't getting tighter. It was just
fat
like
guy
it was like
a little coat.
Right. And the instructors there, that range from somebody you'd see at REI to somebody you'd see at a carnival. Basically, and everything in between.
You take my nose off.
Right.
Get in here.
So the guy comes over and he's lifting it up and it like is choking me because it's like it's not staying on my body. It's just like blown off because it can't get tight because it's too fucking small.
If we move it up above your head, how does it work? How does that work?
He keep in the first guy kept trying. He's like, he was younger. He was probably like a greenhorn in this, profession.
We may have to leave you here with the Wi-Fi.
Right. And then he's like, let me go find somebody. One of these seasoned professionals comes over who's, like I said, more on the carny side than the rafting guide side.
The carnies, they got all the experience.
They got all the experience. And he's like, nope, this ain't going to work. And he's like, I'm going to have to go into the barn and get you the Plus model.
We're going to have to go into the vault.
The vaults. So he calls to the supervisor up in the barn.
Jacques.
Now all this is happening, all the people that are there are trying to get to the rafting adventure. And, they're all now slowly trickling into the waiting area where you watch the film. And the one fat guy is holding up the show because he's waiting for the special suit. Now, here's the thing.
All the other people are waiting patiently for you?
Oh, I'm sure they were very patient. I'm sure they weren't whispering like, hey, look,
Jesus
he's fatty
Christ.
over there slowing down the show.
At least we don't have to
put down the fucking donuts?
At least we don't have to ride in his boat. I'll bet they don't make it back.
I bet there's a buoyancy issues.
Look at the buoy.
Look at the buoy. So, you'd think, okay, a person that's already chastised by his culture, maybe it would be nice if they made it the same fucking color as the universal. No, it's the child color. I finally that one fit like a glove. Shocker. And I waddled into the waiting area to watch the video, and in a sea, mind you, of red. Maybe little pimples of yellow for a pint-sized child, and then Dumbo over here with the fucking oaf-sized fucking life jacket. And there was whispers. People were talking. I could hear them.
Sure. And it seemed, and the one you told me, it was even worse. They made you put a little helmet on that had a siren on top.
It had a spinner. It had a hook, so that they could just throw out the rope and like catch me like a fish.
Just like you're not a human being.
Right. I'm 2 human beings, apparently.
Are there any pictures?
Of me? Oh yeah, there's photographic evidence.
Great. We do need to put on the. We need to start putting on images of
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Yeah.
I've had an update from the suits at Max Bubbles. They've had some feedback on one of the business ideas that we've. The children's Kamp Gigglez. It turns out.
Oh, Giggles. Yeah, Fairly Harmless Giggles.
Yeah, so it was summer camp for children.
Right. Was it special needs children?
It wasn't. It turns out that it was due to
Funding budget cuts.
No. We well, not in the way you're thinking. It didn't get executed correctly. Was not explained to all of the shareholders. So the real idea was to get to market towards older children.
Oh, what? How old?
Minimum of 12.
12
minimum,
to 18.
12 to 18. 10.
Okay.
10 to 18.
10 to 18. That's a wide range there.
Well, they had a few 12 and 14-year-olds.
Right.
They mostly had, like 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. And so the real genius.
How did they get the 7-year-olds? I thought
they just advertised. It Kamp Gigglez, come on in. Just
come on in.
Yeah,
did they
word of mouth?
What was the entrance fee for this shit?
Really low.
Oh,
$25 a week. So you can imagine it was
$25 a week.
Very popular. And how
very popular, but it seems like that would be too low.
It seems that way, but here's the genius of Kamp Gigglez.
Was it like I don't even know how $25 a week would cover that.
It wouldn't.
Okay.
Because
you're correct.
Here's the genius.
Yes.
The children were given the opportunity to grow through work.
So it was a labor camp.
No, that sounds bad. They were taken out on
adventures
to yards
and pools
and pools.
They got to clean the pools.
There was some pool cleaning. There was a lot of pool cleaning, a lot of work in the pools.
Even before the water was in the pool.
That was very popular. In and out, whatever. Water, no water.
Water, no water. Diving into a no water pool, not recommended. Not recommended.
No.
Cannonballs, not recommended.
No, and that child is okay.
Right.
But I can't
accidents
say any more
happen.
about that.
Accidents happen.
Accidents do happen.
There was a lot
of meditation training with painting. There's a lot of painting. But it turns out
a lot of power washing, I imagine.
Some power washing.
Yeah. But much like the Karate Kid. Right.
Right. Sand the floor.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off. You can learn, you can build these. See, camp should be a place where you build lifelong skills, lifelong friends, lifelong skills, right? MacGyver. So, I believe that Mr. Miyagi had a vision.
Basically, the youngsters, they couldn't really. They paid $25 to get. We fed them
to get life skills.
They had a lot of fun. They didn't produce as much as we had hoped. Not we. Max
Bubbles, not us, not Fairly Harmless.
Not us, yeah.
No, not
Max Bubbles.
We can't be held accountable for anything that Max Bubbles
That's right.
responsible for anything Max Bubbles does.
In any way, shape, or form.
Correct.
Legally or morally or ethically. Not morally. There was no immorality.
No.
Some people had problems with the business ethics, but Max Bubbles never lied.
Right. And what I understand is they got what was coming to them.
They got an adventure.
Kids these days are so much trapped behind screens. They need to get out and see the world.
That's right.
And what better way to see the world than to interact in it? And
I mean,
let's face it, a lot of these
chop down trees, setting fires.
A lot of these trades are necessary for for our future, because frankly the AI is going to take all the good jobs. So, this is good. This is good grooming.
We taught a lot of ditch digging.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
How about some rock breaking? I mean,
some rock breaking too. Yes.
This could also, depending on who and where this camp is, these could be lifelong skills.
It needs.
Was Kamp Gigglez shut down?
No. It's still
just
there.
being retooled.
We got to be retooled. The clients were too young to get much work done. This might be the right time for me to talk about a real dream that I've had this past week. It just came to me.
Yeah, this is definitely getting cut.
Right.
Why don't you tell us about that dream? Maybe it won't get cut. Anyhow, tell us about the new one.
All right. So the new one is it's a very short dream, and I had it, and I didn't write it down when it happened. It was just sort of like one of those dreams you have where it sort of gets filed away into standard memory as this is a thing that really happened.
Oh, those are always puzzling.
And then
you go back to remember it, and you're like,
I come back to remember,
fuck.
and I think, no, there's no way that fucking happened. That was too weird. I was over here visiting you.
Oh, in the house.
In the house, watching the TV.
Right. At the place where we live, not where we record.
At the place where you live with your lovely wife, Odessa. So anyways, we were in your
parlor?
Rumpus room.
Oh, the rubber room.
Rumpus, watching the television, as we often do.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I happened to notice out of the corner of my eye that you're shirtless. How did
I look?
So you looked like you do, but you were very tan.
Oh.
And I thought, that's weird.
Please stop dreaming about me.
Right. Yeah, that's what I have here. James.
You know what? I'd appreciate it if you continue to dream about me. I need more exposure.
James took his shirt off while we were watching TV. He was very tan. He didn't seem bothered by it, but I was.
Right. Was anybody else bothered by it?
It was just me and you in the room.
Oh.
And
do we know what you were watching?
I know.
Was it the Olympics?
It may have been.
Breaking?
I think now that I'm putting 6 and 12 together, I think that I had been watching a bit of the Trailer Park Boys.
Oh.
Do you know Trailer Park Boys?
I know of it. I never watched it.
There was a character in there, Randy. He often was shirtless for
no apparent reason.
He looked about like you. So I think I may have been imagining you as Randy. Not that I want to see you shirtless, because I do not.
Maybe you have some sort of repressed sexual fantasy about me, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm shocked that, you know what? I'm not going to say that.
That's all right.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and not be as hurtful as I have been.
That's good.
In the beginning part of our friendship.
That's fine. Growth. That's what this podcast is about.
Growth. Embrace things that make you uncomfortable, James.
I do. Every time I go to bed. Here's my dream from the other night. I have echoes of it in my mind. How the pictures
that disturbing.
Pictures stay, but they're fuzzy at best.
Weebles wobble, but they.
That's funny. You should say Weebles wobble, because here's
God,
what I wrote
some
down.
Sort of weird fucking connection between us. Quack, quack.
So here's the dream. All the Beatles were alive again.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the band The Beatles, they were all alive again. I was in their presence. They wanted to be incognito, though. They wanted to get the band back together, but they didn't want the presence that they probably commanded when they were popular, right?
Right.
And they were only going to do one tour, which they were planning. There was only one tour they were planning, and it was to be in Germany. They wanted to go incognito with their name. So they wanted to call themselves the Weebles instead of the Beatles, like the Weebles. And I wrote, the only other thing that was pertinent was they were driving Ecto 1.
The thing I find the most disturbing is that I said Weeble Wobble right before you said Weebles.
Yeah.
This has been Fairly Harmless. I'm Andrew.
I'm James.
I'm Mike, and I'm Fuck You.
Once again, this has been Fairly Harmless. Missing the point on... Wait, what's the point? Fairly Harmless is available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube, and Pocket Casts. Our musical accompaniment provided by the Boston Horns, East Coast Funk. Their music is available for streaming and purchase on most media platforms. For Fairly Harmless, this has been your announcer, Fast Eddie. See you soon.
Get your mind out of the gutter. People always say, Andrew, get your mind out of the gutter. But what they really mean, you just don't share your gutter trash mind.
That's good.
Enough.
Nobody needs to hear that bullshit.